Web analytics enable you to gather website usage data using software that examines web server logs. You can analyze this data to help assess the use and reuse of your digital collections on the web. Web analytics can track quantitative data like the number of views and downloads of your digital objects. It can also track sharing of your digital objects on social media and find where your objects have been embedded on other websites. You can find out which websites are linking to your collections, which desktop or mobile platforms people are using when they visit your collections, and what parts of the world people are downloading your digital objects from. All of this data can give you insight about reuse of items from your collections. Some commonly used web analytics tools are Google Analytics, Matomo, and Open Web Analytics. One of the most useful parts of this data is something called a referral report. This tells you which websites contain links that bring users to your site. You can gather lists of incoming URLs in order to understand where most of the visits are coming from. And you may want to visit some of those websites in order to analyze the context of reuse. This referrer data is similar to what you can learn with the link analysis method, but it has some additional advantages. It will include sites that are not publicly accessible, it will indicate how much traffic each site has generated, and it will only show up in the report if someone has actually clicked the links to visit your site. There can be a loss of privacy to users when this data is tracked by web servers. For example, the full URL of a web page can contain sensitive information, like search terms that a user entered or personal data that was entered into a form on the page. For that reason, Chrome, Firefox, and Safari browsers implemented changes beginning in 2019 that strip out most of the URL in these reports, showing only the site's name, like howard.edu. You still might be able to identify specific pages that link to your site by searching or browsing the sites listed in your report. These reports also contain data showing visits from social media like Facebook, Twitter, or Pinterest. However, if people use an app for this sharing, those referrals won't be counted, since only websites can generate the data for these reports. As you gather this information, be sure to follow best practices for ethical assessment found on our website. To learn more about the strengths and weaknesses of web analytics, see the next section of this tutorial. You'll also find some useful articles to help you see how practitioners are using this data. Good luck with web analytics!